This hymn shows how William Blake thought of few people. And he represents that hope for England in this poem that I had about you people. As I had told you that England is the heart, and the heart has to be first of all established. Otherwise, Sahaja Yoga is not going to be established. Now the people who live in this country are least believing, I think, in William Blake, as you all do. That's our solicitor. Very clearly what hopes William Blake had. He could see the vision very clearly, and he said that England has to become the Jerusalem. In Sanskrit language, it's called as Tirtha. Tirtha means a pilgrimage place, place where pilgrims come in. And this indication here of this poem, which is so beautifully written by William Blake, shows that he saw the vision of Sahaja Yoga prospering in England in this beautiful manner. But as it is, this heart is so materially bound. There's so much of materialism that has come into our veins even. We have to realize that we have to get it out of our mind, out of our body. It has gone into us so much, the materialistic approach towards life, that we have to really take a strong action against it. It's so much that anybody who comes to this country also becomes materialistic. Imagine heart becoming a matter. Think of heart becoming a stone. And today, on a day when you are here to worship me as a guru, my desire is only one, and that is that you all should become gurus yourself. I have struggled for 7 years here to build you up. And all the struggle that is described has been done single-handed to begin with, and then so many of you joined me. But when you join me, you have to realize that you have to really transform yourself. You have to know that you are first of all realized souls, which also very few people really realize and are aware, I think, that they are realized souls. They are not other mundane type of people, ordinary people. They are realized souls. So as it is, they have to get out of this shell in which they have been living. The ideas of securities that you have had so far come to you all from materialism if you study yourself correctly. Everything is trickling down to you that is materialism. How many people read William Blake? How many understand him? And how many believe in him? And then how many follow him? He is a lost poet of this country. After getting realization, unless and until the people of England understand that they have to completely transform themselves into a new awareness of understanding that you are now realized souls, you are part and parcel of the whole and you are aware of it. Firstly, materialism crawls into you in so many ways. Because there has been industrial revolution, people have created many things. Matter has been comforting you, and you got used to matter. You just can't do without it. A small thing, say, for example, you must have a paper napkin, or you must have a glove. This is the minimum of minimum. But see, how many countries use these things? How many people in the world use these things? It is not needed for body. By this over-preservation of yourself and by this domination of matter upon yourself, you have really become delicate darlings, absolutely delicate darlings. Like if you go to Himalayas, take it. I went to Bhowali and other places like Nainital. They are all the time colder than London. There are peaks which are all the time covered with snow. And the people there never use shoes or socks. Never. They take their baths every day with cold water. Every day. You'll be amazed, every one of them. They have rosy cheeks. They are not pale. They are healthy people. Their women folk carry all the wood, all the way up the hill. God has made your body in such a way that it can bear up lots of things. Of course, now suddenly an Englishman cannot become a Pahadi, means a man living on the hills. That I understand. You cannot say. But gradually try to give up certain things that you think so important in life. Try. One day it may pain, second day it may pain. Because unless and until you make really great effort to get rid of materialistic body and mind, you cannot be all right. And this is the biggest stumbling block for the Western seekers. You have to get out of that cocoon, as I said. The whole transmutation has to take place. Every time you ask anyone who is catching state, how can you become gurus? I mean, your guru can live in whatever conditions. As I told you the other day. Now there are some Indians here, ask them if they can wash their hands in wash basins with filling the water in it. Ask any Indian. They just can't do it. They can't use paper only. They just can't live with the paper. They just can't live like that. Impossible. I can't think of one Indian who can do that. Even in the poorest conditions. In England, they cannot. They might have lived here for 25 years, I can assure. They just can't do it. They can't live without baths. You may tell them 100 times that you take your bath once a week. It's impossible. 2 weeks, is out of question. They will die. Even if they have got lung cancer, they will take. But you have seen me, how much I can adjust. So all my life I have lived in India. I can live in under any circumstances. I can live in Indian villages. In any circumstances I can live. So the other day also I told you, and again I tell you, first of all, get out of you this mala, this filth of materialism. Indians also become materialist when they come to India. For them money is important, nothing else. They have no time for anything else but for money. It's a fact. Anybody who touches this land becomes money possessed. If you tell them that money is not everything, they can't understand. They go mad. Morning till evening they are also running in the rat race. Now you have to change, you have to come out of it, you have to stand out and see for yourself that you are no more one of these mad people who run after matter. And you leave each and everything, every particle of it here and die. Again you are born, again we are doing the same. You have to run away from comfort. You must learn how to overcome your comforts. You must train your body. Little noise here and there. Englishmen, I'm saying Englishmen because we are in England. Americans are much worse. Any noise, 50% would die with any blasting they hear, just by hearing. They are so sensitive. I mean, they have made their bodies, that everything so sensitive that they are really dainty darlings. And can you imagine, read the second part of it loudly. Second part of it, you just read it. And are you going to do with that? Where is the second part now? Come in, just read it. Read it out loudly and see for yourself. With these dainty darlings, how am I going to do this?
Bring me my bow of burning gold. Bring me my arrows of desire.
What is going to happen? You have no hands.
Bring me my spear, O clouds unfold. Bring me my chariot of fire.
Of fire? You can't sit even on a chariot. Really, because it shakes. And you have to hold it tight and you have to stand erect with it.
I will not cease from mental fight, nor shall my sword sleep in my hand, till we have built Jerusalem in England's green and pleasant land.
I think better give swords into everybody's hand. Let's see how many can hold it straight. You see, Sahaja Yoga is not a simple thing like dishwashing. It's a very serious thing, and on certain things you are very well equipped, but on certain things where you are not equipped, that must be sustained. Your strong points are your strong points, so forget about them. Whatever are your weak points, hit them. I mean, mentally you are very well equipped. I have to argue with you, I will give up. I really can't, because you're very knowledgeable people. You have read all the books of the world. You are overread. You are too great. But as far as your body is concerned, your body is a slave of matter. In a way, your mind is also slave of matter. So to understand that we have to be great gurus, first of all, a guru has to go through a great discipline of self-emancipation. Self-emancipation. Great discipline is needed. And the great discipline of self-emancipation is, first of all, we must get rid of the idea of comfort. You can't sit on the chair? All right. You can't sit on a particular chair? Sit on that chair every day till that chair breaks completely. You cannot sit on the ground? Sit on the ground every day. You can't live without one thing? Try to do that. That's how you make your body all right. Make your body your slave and not you the slave of the body. Because if you have to become the guru, your body should be such that it should just adjust everything that you want to do, otherwise what's the use? Imagine you have a car which you cannot handle. Will you sit in such a car? You will bash yourself and bash others also. And that's what you are doing. One has to realize that to overcome this material drag upon yourself, you have to work it out on yourself. Then, once you have controlled this minimum of minimum, that you can sleep anywhere you feel like, try to sleep on the ground for a while. That you may do for suntan. And people cannot resist all this nonsense. Because these are ideas put into you. They have exploited you. They have told you that this should be done, that should be done, this is necessary, that is necessary. They have to sell their goods. Try to sometimes fast. I have prohibited Indians from fasting. Because what they do is to fast. At the slightest pretext, they will fast. I mean, as it is, there is dearth of food in India, so they fast. What is the need for them to fast? But here, it is necessary that people should learn to fast and should not get attracted towards food so much. I mean, the attraction towards food also is a sign that your senses are just driving you mad, isn't it? Think of it. Now, separate yourself from your senses and see how it drives you mad. First of all, the body. Then the senses we should attack. The biggest enemy we have is our own tongue. It acts in two ways. One is the taste. Food. Taste. And the second way it attacks is the way we talk. Either we don't talk, and when we talk we just hit. We cannot be kind. We cannot be compassionate. We cannot communicate our heart to anyone. Control your tongue. First of all, try to control your tongue on those things. Two things. You want to eat a cake? Then don't eat cake for a year. This is the only way you can train your tongue, I really tell you. Now, if you say something harsh all the time, say you have a way of speaking, some sort of abuse or a method of speaking, try to change it. Try to change. Try to make your speech a sweet one. Make it a beautiful one. Attractive. You cannot be a guru in Sahaja Yoga, I can tell you, with a sharp tongue. Those gurus are finished. We had gurus before. They used to just sit with a big stick in the hand. Anybody coming first, they would give 25 nice ones. Still the fellow would stick on. Then they would say, all right, now come closer to me. Then they may slap him twice. If he could bear that, I mean, they could go to any limit of torturing their disciples. They would put the disciple upside down in a well and pull him up and again dip him down, pull him up, dip him down 11 times. And still if he survived, then he would have. They used to take physical test. I mean, their disciples had to be really wrestlers. Very healthy people, having lot of resistance and stamina. Otherwise they would not take. And they said, Eryaga Balyate Kamanoe. It's not the job for any Dick, Tom and Harry. Thus they would select only one person. They would make him sit on the thorns or on the nails. Actually, they were seats of nails. They were made to sit, these people were made to sit on the seats like that. I mean, I'm not telling you lies, you can find out. And they used to treat them as if they are on a suicide squad. Absolutely like that. The determination had to be like that. Then they would accept them as a disciple, not as a guru. Then beating them nicely, morning till evening. You have heard of Mr. Ravi Shankar, a great sitarist. I remember my father was a political advisor to the king when his guru used to, Alauddin Khan Sahab, used to live. And I remember that day when I was in college and he was also young, might be slightly younger to me in age. Or maybe I don't know what was his age that time. But he was studying with this fellow, this guru of his. And we went there. So my father was a great connoisseur of music and his guru used to respect my father. So he asked that, why don't you play? My father asked to Ravi Shankar. He said, sir, please. His eyes came up. Please. He was so frightened. Then his guru played. He used to play on mridanga. That's a kind of a double tabla, a double percussion. He's a great genius. And then he went away or something. So Ravi Shankar crawled up to my father. He said, sir, never ask me before my guru to play. You see, then he lifted his hair and showed a big bulge was there. See, this I got yesterday. For playing one note, my sitar was broken and this I've got it instead of the sitar. This is my guru's prasad. So please, for heaven's sake, still he stuck on to him. And you can see the results. Today is Ravi Shankar. But you have a guru who is a mother. I never hit you. I don't think I've hit anyone. You got your realization. In all my compassion, I looked after you. I've given you compassion. I've never asked for anything. Nor have I complained for anything or grudged for anything. I've been extremely, extremely, extremely patient. So you have to be my prototype. You are a guru in Sahaj Yoga, in this Mahayoga. You are not a guru of this type, who can only create one disciple in 21,000 years sort of a thing. You have got the knowledge of Kundalini much more than any one of these gurus have got. You have the powers much more than any one of these gurus have. Indiscriminately, this power has been given to you. Now only those who will come up and grow as proper trees will be called as gurus. And that is why one has to know how to grow properly as a guru. First of all, you must give up all materialistic attitude towards Sahaja Yoga. Many Sahaja Yogis even have an idea that it should be used for certain purposes. You see, that it should house us. It should give us some place to live in. Some people have an absurd idea that it should also provide us food free. That it should not touch at all our married life. We can have our plans with our married life the way we like. We can lead absolutely a very selfish, self-centered married life. Also, some people have an idea that we are not to spend a single pie for Sahaja Yoga, but take all the advantages out of it. Such people should never hope to become gurus. They may try to show off, but they'll go down. You have to learn humility. First of all, you have to be humble. Unless and until you have a large heart, you can never humble down. You have to be extremely humble person. Humility doesn't mean that you bow to a person who is dominating. Never means that. But it means a strength within you. The person who is weak can never be humble. He can never bear the load, like this Mother Earth bears our load so well, because she is so great. You have to be strong enough within yourself. Bear the load of your disciples, of people who try to follow you. Humility should be that I was like them, absolutely like them. I was nothing. Without Sahaja Yoga, what was I? I mean, you may be the governor of some place, all right, so what? Before God's eyes, what are you? Nothing. Nobody knows who you are. You may be having cars and anything. You might be a very educated anything. What does it matter in the name of God? You have known that saints have not been so educated. Christ never went to any university, did he? All these ideas that we have got of our greatness must be absolutely made zero. The greatness is in humility and sweetness. Speak something that will be dear to others, would be appealing to them in a proper, discriminating, diplomatic manner. Some people in the name of honesty just are sadistic or useless. You can talk to people nicely, say something in such a way that they feel attracted towards you, that they feel that there is complete humility, that you accept them as they are. Because you want to give them. All kinds of subtler arrogance also develops in people. I have seen, I can't understand that how people develop this kind of arrogance. Like supposing somebody knows how to do the puja. Take an XYZ. He becomes arrogant. If somebody knows some Sanskrit, he becomes arrogant. If say somebody comes to see me oftener than others, she becomes arrogant. Somebody manages a hall, he becomes arrogant. Or somebody programs something, he becomes arrogant. Anything you do, first thing happens in your tongue, you develop a big ego like that. You become a sharp-tongued person. Cut your tongue many a times. Punish it. It has no business to be like that because it is not going to serve the purpose. for which it is there. A Guru's Vani is so great that every word he speaks is a mantra. Every sentence he says opens a complete universe. It should be that powerful and that beautiful, not to close down anybody's heart. You speak to someone, the another person says, oh God, never see his face. Sahaja Yoga depends on you more than it depends on me. You have to change. You have to change yourself very much more. Just by taking up some sort of a role or assuming something great, you are not going to progress at all. Supposing a little bush says, I am a tree, will it become a tree? Supposing it behaves like a tree, will it become a tree? It has to become the tree, then there is no need to behave. You are a tree. A woman walks like a woman and a man walks like a man. If you behave like a woman, will you become a woman? It has to be innate. It has to be within us. If you are a guru, you are a guru. Anybody can see and say, that's a guru. Then you can do lots of things. We are not willing to give up these things. That's why we go on catching on the same point, catching on the same point. At least those who are here should decide today. We are going to change ourselves completely. Let us start on the changing. We meet others, we greet others, talk to them. We should be able to talk. There are some people who just don't know how to talk. They just don't talk. They are all the time, never heard their voice. If they telephone, I can't even recognize because I had never heard their voices before. You must talk, open out. What is there to have fear? Humility doesn't mean fear. It means complete love. You must talk, open out, be interesting. Try to do something for others. I've been saying this again and again. You have to all become gurus. I am just a mother. And mother is the first and the last guru for everyone. That's how I am your guru and I am the guru of all the gurus. But you have to become your own guru. And for that, you have to think that you have to hold swords in your hand. Not only to hold swords in your hand, you have to teach others to hold the swords. What should be the character of that man who has to guide others? He himself cannot hold a sword in his hand. What is he going to teach to others? You just tell me that. No, a simple question. At least you should have that personality that can hold the sword in that. So the first thing one has to know is to absolutely enslave your body and enslave your senses. You can give justification. I know people know how to give justification. I said this because he said that. It's not that. It is you who do not know that you are harming yourself. Try to get out of it. You are asking, now you have to face, you have to give. This asking is over now, finished. You got everything, you are not aware, you have got everything now within yourself. Just reverse the position and you can give to others. But if you are hankering still, worried about these nonsensical things, then nobody is going to respect you. I would suggest one thing, that take to detachment. In a way, a sannyasa. Absolute sannyasa. You know I am a sannyasta, though I live in a household and all that. I am not bothered about things. I am a sannyasta. But the day I will announce that I have taken a sannyasa, people will be much more impressed by me than they are today. If a person is over sort of attached to things, attached to money, attached to this, that and all those things, such a person is not going to impress others in spiritual matters. You can be nice Prime Minister of England, but you have no place in Sahaja Yoga if you do not have a way of detachment. That doesn't mean that you become hippies by any chance. Not at all. But it means that you become detached. Especially, it is very important for you to develop that, detachment. Detach yourself from things that you are supposed to be possessing. I can tell you, you cannot take anything with you. Can you? We know that we are not going to take. Now you are aware of it, you are not going to take also. Not that you are not aware. Then why are you attached? All kinds of disgraceful behavior ensues when you are attached. Become a sannyasi. Doesn't mean you wear that yellow or red and all kinds of horrible dresses. But from inside you become a sannyasi. That's the best way you conquer your void. The void question first comes because of wrong guru. Of course, no doubt about it. If you have been to a wrong guru, then the void will be very, very bad, no doubt. Because you have followed a wrong guru, you will always have to remember that you have to follow the right guru out and out, absolute full surrendering. Otherwise, it will never go wrong. And if you start sort of, yes, I know, mother is all right, this kind of a thing will not work out. You have to go all out to accept the right guru if you have a void problem. And this void problem is so deep. It's so deep that first of all it indicates Ekadasha Rudra. Ekadasha Rudra is a very dangerous thing because it can give you from left to right all kinds of funny things, even cancer, epilepsy, all kinds of diseases. So those who have been to other gurus have to go all out to neutralize it on the void part. And for them it is necessary to really decide to become a sannyasi. In the sense that don't get attached to material things. Because from these gurus all kinds of things have come to you. Some people might have picked up bad things like telling lies. See, even I have seen people who go to these gurus can pick up some sort of a horrible intriguing nature. Anything they can pick up. I have seen people who have been to gurus. They have such horrible spirits in them that when they come to Sahaja Yoga also they intrigue with Sahaja Yogis. They intrigue. You see, their bhoots intrigue or they intrigue, God alone knows, but they gone intriguing against Sahajog. They talk to people against Sahajog, they do this. They are not aware. And their void goes out again and again. So for anyone who has followed any such things, any practices of this kind, or even self-meditation or anything like that, must get to it and see to it that you really surrender fully to the right Guru. Fully, 100%. Complete obedience. Not to judge or not to even ask questions. That would help very much in the void. But I can tell you, spirituality is such a great thing that if you accept that kind of an obedience, it fills you up with such powers, tremendous powers. Obedience is the key of becoming the best Guru. If you do not know how to respect, nobody is going to respect you. If you have not under any command, you cannot command anyone. Surrendering is the best way for void people, especially. First of all, you must surrender completely, blindly, you can say. Just jump into it. Do not reason it out. Complete surrendering. Once you have done that, you will be surprised how you will be so blessed with the powers of a Guru that you will rise to heights and you will do all that William Blake has given. Because it is like a drop submerging into the ocean and becoming the ocean. And you know the ocean is the Guru, not a drop. It's the ocean. And the ocean has everything in it. So we have to learn from the ocean to be the ocean by becoming the ocean yourself. I have told you in many ways how it is important that we have to have many Gurus of Sahaja. But if Sahaja fails, it fails because of Sahajogis, not because of always. What I hear, Mother, we went there were two Sahajogis, they were very rude to us, so we would like to talk to you and not to them. It's very, very common. Or a fight between the two Sahajogis, or a misunderstanding, or all sorts of things between Sahajogis. You are the reflection of Sahaja. You are the mirrors, not me. You have to reflect Sahaja. So first of all, you have to become good reflectors, the good Gurus. Now look at these Gurus who move above. They have millions and millions of disciples, except that they are crooks of the first waters. They have no other qualification to be Gurus. They have no idea of Kundalini, they cannot raise Kundalini. They are not even holy people, leave alone any. They don't deserve to enter into any temple of God. Leave alone His kingdom. They are from hell. And they have mesmerized people and they have got their disciples. You can also, just through your character and through your abilities as Sahajogis, which are tremendous. Even those who are great Gurus in India cannot raise the Kundalini the way you can raise. Under their finger, they can't believe it. Is Sri Ganesha's powers you have got? Look at the surrendering of Sri Ganesha. Look at his surrendering. Completely surrendered to his mother. Who is wiser than him? And in his wisdom, he has chosen complete surrender to his mother. To him, his mother is Guru, she is Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesha, everything, even Sadashiva is his mother. Nothing else. And his power of Kundalini raising is within you. You've got it. You are made after his power. He is holiness. He is auspiciousness. He is innocence. A guru has to be innocent, has to be an innocent person. His innocence can be crafty, but innocence should be crafty. He should not be crafty. Innocence is the power which works the craftiness. Is the Krishna Shakti. It does. Works out. Suddenly you face it. You try anything, it will be there. And he depends on his powers and not on his own methods of maneuvering things. But how many of you are religiously working it out? Morning, evening, every moment of life. How many of you are thinking that we are on the path of becoming full-fledged gurus of Sahaja Yoga? And nothing else. You are nothing else but that. How many of you decide that? Every moment. It's very easy. Just to say, oh, it's alright. I don't believe in it. Then what are you going to do? What are you without Sahaja Yoga? Think of it. You can say, I don't want to do it. You will have to do it. You are in it now. You better do it. You have to do it fast. For heaven's sake, better do it fast. Achieve. You have all the powers. Believe me, you have all the powers. Believe me, you are better than all these gurus put together. But be humble. Do not talk big. And do not become silent bores also. I mean, some of them are real silent bores. They cannot be gurus. I can tell you this much. That's another quality. They are absolutely boring people. Nobody wants to stay with them. I mean, you have to have people around to be a guru. You can't be guru of yourself. If everybody says, oh, he's such a boring person, nobody will be there. You have to be interesting. You have to be interesting. You have to be dynamic. You should know some stories here and there. You have to make them laugh. They should enjoy you. This is Sahaja Yoga Guruship. You see, for such boring gurus, one or two would stick on. If they are equally boring or more boring. But such gurus are not going to help us in Sahaja Yoga. They are not. You have to be joyous, cheerful, helpful, understanding, concerned. You have to be concerned about others. You have to behave in a way that they feel that you are the security for them. But that doesn't mean that you get after one person. There is, you see, everything you tell them goes into some sort of a mad mold. I don't know how it happens, whatever I say. For example, I say you should be concerned. Here I find that people start then, all right, I'm concerned. So they start working on a person. And then they'll come, mother, my left hand is finished. Why? I was working on such a person. Why? What was the need? You need not. That's not your job. Let them also work. You must know how to make them work also. Otherwise, you see, these lazy lumps will use you all the time. Let them also, tell them to get up and work. Arise. Why can't they work it out? They can work it out themselves. But then don't tell them, now you work it out. Not like that. Then another extreme can start. You should say, now see, you have a left side problem and I don't know, think that you should make me work it out. I think you can work it out. Let's see. I too had the same time. Let's work it out. You better put your left hand towards the photograph, put right hand outside. Do this way, that way. Beat yourself. Left side is Adi Shakti's this thing. You can ask for Mahakali's powers. It can be worked. Give him all the knowledge. Say now try yourself and then. Because if you are obliging too much also, then you make them dwarfs, you see. You have to be a tree which makes other grow into tree and not to make them dwarfs under it like the, you see, there no grass can even grow under such trees. Leave alone trees. Even grass can't grow if the trees are of this kind. So you should be actually the tree of brilliance, of sun's rays. From you the sun's rays should flow and they should grow. Not to obstruct every growth of your disciples. What sort of a guru he could be, whose disciples are all toddlers or still sucking their thumbs? So you should be a guru of a caliber that makes others grow too. I have hopes that my disciples will grow more than I am. I have hopes. That's my desire. That's what I want. That my disciples should grow. I mean, that will be my pride. Like Ganesha grew more than his own mother, who created. That's what is my desire. And that's what I want you to realize, that you are the hope of the world. Either you should not have taken birth in England. If you have taken, you have more responsibility not to be English and to be universal, because you have taken birth in the heart of the universe. You cannot be small-minded. You cannot be chicken-hearted. Either you are frightened or you are aggressive. This is an impossible situation. They have to be so strong that nothing should make you frightened. And such a person is the most benevolent personality. He's not frightened of anyone. Why should he harm anyone? Today, I hope you people really don't listen to my lecture, but put it in your heart. And understand that you have to become very dignified, majestic gurus of this universe. I would like to ask William Blake, what is he doing? When is he going to take his birth on this earth? When people of his caliber are going to be born in this country? Or they are all running away again to some other place to be born? Marriage system of England is wretched. You cannot adopt those methods that these people are having. You want to have the great people to be born to you, and every time you are running towards a divorce cases. How can they be born in this country? You have to give up all these wretched systems of this country. Good of this country should be taken, whatever is good in it, and transform this country into a beautiful thing. I mean, if you really love this country, then create it into a lovable place, isn't it? You must try to destroy all that is retarding the progress, the spiritual progress of this country. If you are a real Englishman, real is the word. You should not be proud of all the weaknesses that are rolled up in all these hills and dales. All unholy thoughts, all inauspicious behaviors, all must be discarded.